welcome to this week's edition of 5 Minutes of Management. Hey, Rick, we finally managed to wrangle out of the studio. How about that? We made it into our newsroom here at Human Capital Media, the parent company of Workforce. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up outside of the fact that we're able to get outside of the studio. We have Workforce Live coming up on September 1st in Chicago at the Four Seasons. We'll be in Dallas September 7th. Also at the Four Seasons, and then at the Ritz-Carlton September 22nd in San Francisco. So if you're in those areas, be sure to sign up now because seats are filling fast.
Free bacon?
Free bacon.
Nice.
Free bacon, free eggs, free potatoes.
Coffee?
Decaf tea.
You.
And me. Yeah, I'll be there.
I
So
like that.
looking forward to it. Be there. So Rick, what do we got today?
So Frank, earlier this week we had the announcement that Randstad, the mega staffing company out of the Netherlands, bought Monster. And it's not a big surprise that Monster was acquired. I mean, talk has been going on since like 2007 that Monster was going to be bought. But it just is one more nail in the coffin of the job board scene, I think, especially the large ones, because initially you had the big three. You had Hot Jobs, you had Monster, and you had Career Builder. And who's left? Career Builder. So yeah, I mean, I think you've seen especially with LinkedIn, Facebook, and other social media sites doing so many job postings, you've just seen this evaporation of the job board scene.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is Monster failed to kind of keep up with the times. I think job boards are actually doing quite well. If you look at LinkedIn, Indeed, there are a lot of other platforms that are having success with job boards. Monster just failed to realize the aggregation, the lack of resume-based posting, which is something that Monster made its name on, and social media. It didn't really get into the LinkedIn and networking space, and as a result, it found itself on the chopping block.
And it's true. The niche job boards too are doing well. I mean, at least they're holding their own. You know, whether it's regional or industry specific. I mean, there are some that are doing okay, but I'd say by and large the big general job boards have gone the way of the dinosaur.
True. Well, Rick, also cool story this week from the Wall Street Journal. You know, India is one of the biggest growth markets for business these days. You know, huge population, lots of untapped skill. Recently, the country signed huge contracts with, Boeing, Lockheed Martin to build things from helicopters, bridges, you name it. There's only one problem. Most of the country's engineers are unemployable. And it's a huge skills shortage problem for India, and I think this is something that you're going to see across a lot of the emerging markets where there's a lot of these countries that are wanting to increase their infrastructure spending, wanting to bolster their workforces, but the fact remains that the education is not keeping up in preparing these people.
Yeah, well, and you just look at the explosive growth that has happened in India over the past 2 decades. I mean, it's going to take a while, I think, for it to catch up in these emerging markets. Now, I will say that we have had 3 game changers this year who are from India, who really have come on strong, and Indian companies historically have done well in the Optimus Awards too. So the talent is there. I think it's just getting them to focus on some of these major mega projects like they're talking about.
True. Well, that's all we've got for this week's edition of 5 Minutes of Management. For Frank Kalman, we've got Rick Bell. We'll see you next time.